Was that a Pinocchio?
1-1, Scott to right. Deep and gone!
Sanchez hits one deep to left field, going back. Gurriel looking up. See ya! A two-run home run for Sanchez. And the Yankees lead 2-1.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 12 of Between the Lines. I'm your host, Tanner Kern, and this show is dedicated to all things MLB. Thanks for joining me tonight. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend, and shout out to all the baseball moms. Hope you guys had a great Mother's Day. Hope you got to watch your kids play baseball. I remember back in the day when I was playing travel ball, and my mom would get to see me play and cart me around. She was the real MVP. There was no doubt about it. Would not have been the baseball player or athlete I am today without her helping me along the way as I was growing up. So shout out to all the baseball moms. If you guys are on YouTube right now, make sure to subscribe to the Sports 2.0 network. If you're not on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're watching, make sure you go over to YouTube after the show and subscribe. We're building that content base heavily. If you love sports betting, you're really going to want to subscribe because we have a new show on the Sports 2.0 network called USA Wager, where Ryan Newpel goes live every day and talks about hot bets and betting news and industry news. So you're really going to enjoy that. So make sure you go subscribe. So let's get right into today's show. As you guys know, we start with the standings update. We were going to have Eric Neff on the show tonight. Unfortunately, he came down with the sickness, so he's not going to be able to join us. So we're just going to go through the standings and we're going to talk about some news around the league. So it shouldn't be a super long show tonight. So kick back, put the games on the television, put me on your computer, or if you want to put me on your TV, I'd be cool with that as well. And just relax and let's get caught up on some baseball news. So we're going to start with the American League. Now, if you look at the American League East, the bottom line is Boston is the team to beat right now. Boston is ranked high in the power rankings. They're number one in MLB's latest power rankings, thanks to Rafael Devers. 8 home runs, 28 RBIs this season. Not the best batting average. He's creeping that up, but this team is good. You got Devers, you got Verdugo, you got a strong pitching, and we can't forget Chris Sale is on the way back. I mean, he's coming back off Tommy John, so Boston's really going to be a force to reckon with. I don't know if they're going to win the division or not. I don't think they're going to win 100 games. I always say that. Everyone thinks they're going to win 100 games. I don't think that's going to happen. You never know. This is going to be a tight race, though. Whether the Yankees can crawl back and win this division, and we still got a lot of baseball left to play. We got to keep that in mind, but if the Yankees can crawl back, this is going to be a tight race, and it's going to come down to September baseball. So if you're an American League East fan, if you're not an American League East fan, it doesn't matter. You're going to want to watch this division because it's going to be an excellent race. I don't think the Rays have the firepower to win offensively. They do have good pitching, even though Tyler Glasnow, future Cy Young winner, Tyler Glasnow, as I should say, got shelled last weekend. So I don't know if they really have the team to win anything right now. The Yankees look good. Giancarlo Stanton, we're going to talk about him a little later. He is absolutely mashing the ball, and he was not hitting it all in April. He did not cross the Mendoza line, which is 200, batting average of 200 until late in April. Now he's starting to rake in May. So this is a really good sign for the New York Yankees. Toronto, I just think they're too young. And Baltimore, it's a shame because John Means is phenomenal, but they just don't have a team that can do anything. So we're going to transition down to the American League Central. The thing you got to know about this division right now, Yermin Mercedes and Jose Abreu have been on fire. Mercedes is mashing the ball average-wise. He is getting on base frequently. He's been really, really good. And then Jose Abreu has been the power guy for Chicago. And when they need a clutch hit, Abreu has been the one to drive in runs, especially late in games. Chicago has been able to win tight games, and that's going to make the difference in baseball this season. If you can see there, they are 7-3 in their past 10. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They're coming off a sweep this weekend. Chicago looks really good. Cleveland, I don't think Cleveland's going to stay there. They just don't have the offense to do it. Now, Shane Bieber is a guy from the mound that can lead a team, but again, he's only going once every 5 days. Kansas City had a horrible, horrible weekend. They've had a horrible stretch if you look. I mean, they've lost 8 straight games. That is just not Royals baseball. This is what we thought was going to happen, though. You know, Kansas City looked really good to start the year. You had guys like Whit Merrifield. You had Jorge Soler. You had Salvador Perez behind the plate. You had guys that were raking. Now they started to get cold. And this is a team that isn't going to be able to recover off that. The future is bright for Kansas City. I think, they got Bobby Witt Jr. coming up. But right now, Kansas City, they're starting that downhill slide, and I don't think they're going to be able to overcome it enough to get back in the hunt, which we never thought they were going to. But hey, that's baseball. Then you got the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota, look for them to start crawling back up. Kenta Maeda, he needs to turn it around. He needs to start pitching a little better. Jose Barrios, he's been pitching pretty well, but he needs to continue to dominate for them. And they really got to start hitting the ball. They got to put their runs, they got to put their bats, they got to put their pitching together because if they don't, they're in trouble. This is a team that needs everything to click. They're talented. They have enough to win the Central. I don't think they have enough pitching to go far in the playoffs, but they're in a hunt right now for the Central with the Chicago White Sox. Now, with the Chicago White Sox, they had some early season injuries, and they're still alive right now. They're battling. They're a team that can, put runs together. So Chicago is the team to beat right now. I think Minnesota is the second best team in this division, but they got a lot of work cut out for them to get to Chicago's level and actually win this division. I know we're only 6 weeks into the season, but that's my take right now. And then you drop down to the American League West. You got the resilient A's. That's why I like to call them. These guys are resilient as you're going to get. Jed Lowry is batting .275 with 22 RBIs right now. He's a guy that's just been there, done that. He's helping these Oakland Athletics get to the promised land this season. I mean, you talk about Oakland, they started the season in the worst possible shape. I mean, they were embarrassed by the Houston Astros, and now they've just stayed on top. They went on a huge winning streak, and they haven't had a lot of, let me think how I want to say this, valleys after that losing streak. Once they start to lose right now, they lose 1 or 2 games, and then they're back on top. Now they've lost 1 game so far. They're on a 1-game losing streak, 5-5 in their past 10. They need to improve that a little bit. You want to be 6-4, 7-3 every 10 games if you can. But Oakland is back. Everyone thought they were done. I thought they were done after that first series. I didn't think Oakland was going to be good, but you got guys like Jed Lowry. You got guys like Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, Sean Manaea on the bump. Oakland's going to be pretty good. They're going to be a force. They could win the American League West. Houston looks good. Houston's getting better. But I still think Oakland's got the nod in that division. It's going to come down to Houston and Oakland. The LA Angels, they're in last place right now. Don't expect them to finish the season in last place, but they've just been so inconsistent as of late. I mean, you got a guy like Mike Trout. Mike Trout's always going to deliver, but they have been so inconsistent. They're not able to win close games, and that's where they struggle. I mean, they're 3-7 in their past 10, and 2 of those wins came against the Los Angeles Dodgers, which is, I mean, the Dodgers are terrible right now. Los Angeles, the Angels were able to get the best of them in the Freeway Series, but I don't know. I mean, LA is just not there right now, and it's surprising because they have a good caliber team. And the way they look right now, everyone said before the season, if these guys go out and get one pitcher, they are going to be one of the best teams in baseball. They're going to be a contender. This team is more than one pitcher away. They need a lot of help, and they need to start delivering, or they're going to have a long, long season when the dog days of summer start rolling around. So then we'll transition over to the National League. Give me a second here, guys. So in the National League, Francisco Lindor can hit. It's amazing, right? Francisco Lindor can hit the baseball. He delivered against the D-backs on Saturday night, had a 2-run homer to tie the game up. Eventually the Mets won it. But Francisco Lindor is on fire right now, relatively speaking, compared to what he did earlier in the year. I mean, he's had 1 or 2 good games, but he needs to dial it up. He needs to turn up. He needs to start playing like the franchise player, because he is not. We're making a big deal out of Francisco Lindor hitting a 2-run homer to tie a game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's the point we've gotten to in the season right now with Francisco Lindor. So he really needs to step up. But the Mets are on a 5-game win streak. It's a gritty team. They're finding ways to win, which is amazing, because I don't think much of the Mets. I really don't think much of the Mets right now. They just don't seem to put it all together. I mean, they got a really good roster. They got a great pitcher in Jacob deGrom, but they should be better than 16-13, because deGrom is 2-2 on the year, I believe. And he should be 4-0. He should be 6-0, 7-0, how many starts he's made. One thing to note about Jacob deGrom, he is headed to the injured list for 10 days because of right side tightness. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but it's funny. The best game of Jacob deGrom, one of the worst games Jacob deGrom has thrown all year. He went 6 innings. He didn't give up. He gave one earned run, maybe 2 earned runs. He walked 3 guys, but he struck out a bunch. He was perfect through 4 innings. So The worst day for Jacob deGrom is a lot of pitchers' best day. Just want to throw that out there. Now, the Philadelphia Phillies, this team, I mean, they got a good bullpen. They got a good offense. Bryce Harper leads this team. If Bryce Harper is on, this team's going to be good. When Bryce Harper hits, Rhys Hoskins hits. When Bryce Harper hits, Didi Gregorius hits. You know, that's the way this team goes. If Bryce Harper can deliver, the offense is going to go. I think the pitching has enough there with Aaron Nola and guys like that to really go far in the postseason, which is not what people thought before. But they got the Atlanta Braves coming from behind, 17-17 right now. They're on a 2-game winning streak, 5-5 in their past 10. Freddie Freeman has been on a roll as of late. He's got to pick up the average a little bit, but power-wise, he's there. Ronald Acuna is day-to-day right now. He got hit in the finger with the ball. So Freddie Freeman's helping Acuna, helping the team get over the loss of Acuna right now. When Acuna gets back, if Freddie Freeman can start picking that average up, Braves are going to be good. They got to get more out of their pitching, though. They really got to get more out of the pitching. That has been their Achilles heel this year. In addition to a lack of offense, I mean, Ronald Acuna Jr. has been the only one hitting the baseball consistently. But this team's good. They got Ozzie Albies, you got Ronald Acuna, you got Freddie Freeman, you got Marcell Ozuna. This is one of the best teams in baseball if they perform. This was the team that we thought was going to challenge the Los Angeles Dodgers. But the Los Angeles Dodgers, I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates could beat them the way they're playing right now. But anyways, Miami, Washington, I expect Washington and Miami to be at the bottom of the division. No question about it. Miami does have enough offense. They have been hitting as of late. They've been doing pretty well, but they're just a young team. Washington needs to be better. No excuses there. They need to put the offense together with their pitching. Scherzer has not been great, and they need Scherzer to be fantastic. It's not his fault. They need some run support for him, but they're on a 2-game losing streak, as you can see, in 5-5 in their past 10. That's not going to get you anywhere near the postseason. Now, we'll move to the Central. This is one of the best races, I think, in baseball. We all thought the Central was going to suck. Believe me, it's not great by any means, but St. Louis got Adam Wainwright, future Hall of Famer. Adam Wainwright is a guy that delivers. Now, right now, he had a little rough start to the beginning of the season. I don't watch him as much as Cardinals fans do. Apparently, the infield did not help him. The outfield did not help him early, which is why he had such a high ERA early in his starts. But he's a guy now that's going a complete game and striking out a bunch of batters or going 5 innings and giving up 2 runs. Like, he's putting together great starts, which is just great to see out of Adam Wainwright. He could be in Cooperstown the way he's pitching right now. He's not reinventing himself, but he's pitching very, very well right now, and he's figuring it out. And that's what the Cardinals need. They needed Adam Wainwright to be that number 2, to be that guy behind Flaherty, who's 4-0 on the season. The Cardinals are going to be good, and this is a time right now where they got Milwaukee. Milwaukee's struggling. Milwaukee is hurting. They don't have Christian Yelich right now. They don't have Keston Hiura. I'm not very good pronouncing his name, but they're struggling right now offensively. Milwaukee's a team, though, that rides on their pitchers. So St. Louis needs to continue lengthening this gap while Christian Yelich is out of the lineup. But I like the Cardinals. They got a good rotation. They got a good bullpen. They got a good offense. The Cubs, they're going to be trading their players away by the All-Star break. I just don't think by the trade deadline, I don't think they're ready to play yet. They need a rebuild. Those players don't want to be there. But it's fun to see, it's fun to see all these guys like Javi Baez, these guys come together and play, but they're just not there yet. That's just the way it is. And you got the Reds and the Pirates, bottom of the division. Shout out to Wade Miley for the Reds throwing that no the other night, but Reds and Pirates are not there yet. And then in the West, probably the most shocking thing we have seen in the latest MLB power rankings, the San Francisco Giants are number 2 behind the Red Sox. Brandon Belt, Buster Posey, even a guy like Brandon Crawford, those guys have been there for a while. They are continuing the mentality of that championship San Francisco baseball team, which is fun to see. San Francisco is locked in right now. They take advantage of other teams' mistakes, and that is how they play baseball. That's how they play baseball when they were really good, and they are good right now. I don't think they're going to be there at the end of the season. I do think the Padres or the Dodgers are going to finally figure it out. But we will see. The Dodgers have won just 2 of their last 9 games. That's pretty scary, right? 2 of their last 9 games. Do you believe that? And we all talk about the Dodgers being bad right now. Okay, that's one thing. But the Padres aren't playing great baseball either. I know the Padres 6-4. They beat up the San Francisco Giants on Sunday with Johnny Cueto on the mound. Fernando Tatis hit like a 460-foot home run. But the Padres are not playing great baseball right now. They're 19 and 18. They should be a lot better than they are. They should have a better record. They've lost some games that they shouldn't have lost. They need to be better. I mean, the Dodgers are on a full out slide. Like they're slumping. They can't figure it out. One day they're all-stars, the next day they can't hit the ball. Justin Turner is still delivering for the team. He has been pretty consistent, but they need help. When Cody Bellinger returns, that should help. But again, this is a team that should be winning without Cody Bellinger, and they're not doing it right now. So that is a little alarming for the Dodgers. Good thing this slump's going to get out of the way early. They can make a climb late, but look out for the Giants. The Giants take advantage of mistakes. You need to play flawless against them to win because they will capitalize. They keep games close. They play small ball, and that's how they've won so far. And then in the bottom half of the bottom two teams in the division, I would say Arizona and Colorado. Ryan McMahon out in Colorado, just wrote an article on him today. He's a guy that you should look out for in the future when they do trade away Trevor Story. He has replaced Nolan Arenado. Not replaced. No one can replace a guy like Nolan Arenado, but he's helped fill the void that was left when Arenado went to St. Louis, or when Colorado paid St. Louis to take Nolan Arenado off their hands. So look for a guy for Ryan McMahon. He's been a positive sign for the Rockies, but again, Arizona and Colorado, not much to cheer about so far early in the season. So let's get into some news around the league, guys. We're going to start with, let me get this up here. We're going to start with Jacob deGrom. So Jacob deGrom is now headed to the injured list with right side tightness. Again, this is not right side soreness, so we got to put this in perspective. Soreness, I guess, is worse than tightness. So they're going to send him to the 10-day injured list as a precautionary measure, but it's still something to be concerned about. I mean, Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher in baseball. He holds the keys to the kingdom for the New York Mets. And too bad it wasn't a couple weeks down the road that Jacob deGrom went on the injured list, because Carlos Carrasco is going to be back coming off the torn hamstring. Noah Syndergaard is going to be back as well coming off Tommy John surgery. But hey, what are you going to do? They're going to weather the storm. Hopefully the bats start to deliver. This is when Francisco Lindor really needs to step up without deGrom. So here is a little clip from deGrom's final start before he went on the injured list. He left in the 6th inning after he threw his warm-up pitches. He walked 3 batters in the 5th inning. He was perfect through 4. So he still had a really good day, even though he wasn't feeling great body-wise. So here's the clip.
Because it's been 11 days since he last pitched.
And he takes a call, 3rd strike. Slider back toward him on the outside corner. Van Meter fusses with Manny Gonzalez. deGrom has his first strikeout. 2-2 coming. And he struck him out. 100 miles an hour right past him. 2nd strikeout for deGrom, who's now retired first 8. 0-2 coming. And he struck him out. deGrom overmatching Riley Smith. Perfect through 3 with 3 strikeouts. No score at Citi Field. The Diamondbacks are not looking for the bunt from Jake, but he does bunt. He might beat this out. Escobar bare hands, and Jake's got a hit, and the ball gets away, and McCann will go to 3rd. How about that? They did not play for the bunt, and deGrom made like Brett Butler and laid down a beauty. And he got him looking at a fastball. So he looked at 3-1 and 3-2. And Jake's got his 3rd consecutive strikeout, his 4th of the day. And Van Meter fishes for a changeup, and that's strike 3. 5 strikeouts in 4 perfect innings for Jacob deGrom. Going to 3rd, Varsho at first, 2 down. 2-2 to Walker. He struck him out. Big strikeout for deGrom.
You could tell that final pitch deGrom threw in the 5th inning, because he did leave in the 6th when he threw his warm-up pitches. He was hurting. That fastball at 99-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone gave him a little tightness. You could see him walking off a little funny. But hey, hopefully deGrom gets healthy. If you're a Mets fan, if you're not a Mets fan, if you're a Phillies fan, you want to see deGrom healthy, because this guy is one of the funnest. I don't think that's a word, but one of the most exciting pitchers to watch in the game. Just a guy that can do it all, off speed, fastball, crank it up to 100 miles an hour, and then pull the string and throw a curveball that's 70 something and just make a batter look silly. So hopefully deGrom gets healthy soon. Now we're going to talk about 2 no-hitters that occurred in 3 days. All these pitchers giving Rob Manfred a reason to move the mound back. If you want to check out my stories, I wrote a feature on each of these guys, John Means and Wade Miley, who each threw no-hitters this past week. And actually they were both players of the week just got named today. So John Means took home American League Player of the Week, and Wade Miley took home National League Player of the Week for their awesome performances. Now, John Means, I want to talk about the John Means no-hitter for a brief amount of time here. John Means, 12 strikeouts against the Seattle Mariners. He was fantastic. No other way to describe it with John Means. But in the third inning, John Means threw a curveball, swinging third strike, got past Salvador, or got past the catcher, goes all the way to the backstop. Therefore, the runner got to first base, and the perfect game was ruined. Now, in the third inning, you're not really thinking about a no-hitter versus a perfect game. That's just not the way you operate as a pitcher. But as the game continued, he got to the ninth inning. He was perfect. He didn't walk a single batter. I think the MLB needs to change this rule. I think a pitcher that doesn't walk a guy, or there's no errors made in the field, even if there's an error made, it's an individual accolade. The pitcher should earn the perfect game, even if there's an error in the field or a swinging third strike that gets to the back. That's the way it is. This is an individual accolade, but we're punishing pitchers from perfection because of teammates' mistakes. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Comment on my latest post that I wrote on this on baseballspotlight.com. So here are the final three innings from John Means' outing against the Mariners. Hope you guys enjoy this display of pitching.
2-2, and he's out of there. 3-2, he gets him.
He has put on a clinic so far today.
Seager bounced to the right side. Mountcastle will take it himself. Deep left field, back and making the grab is Austin Hayes with a big smile on his face.
And come right back to it because I just threw that pitch.
And he did. He got him. 1-2 to White, and he gets him. Strikeout number 11.
John Means, folks. Gather everybody up and tune in because John Means is working it. Orioles up 6-0, 11 punch-outs as we go to the top of the ninth.
2-2 popped up. Ruiz right there. One down. Here comes the 2-2. Got him. 2 down in the ninth. So it comes down to J.P. Crawford. First pitch swinging, line drive, he's done it. John Means.
Now, there's been hundreds of no-hitters, and I'm not taking anything away from no-hitter. A no-hitter is a massive deal. But there's only been a few perfect games. There's only been 20-something perfect games. So it's disappointing to see John Means not get that honor. But what are you going to do? That's baseball. That's the rules. I think the rules need to change. And I think they should look into that in the offseason. But here was a no-hitter, and this is a prime example of a no-hitter. I mean, Wade Miley had a walk. He wasn't perfect, but he still kept the Cleveland Indians hit list. Keep in mind, this is the second time the Indians have been no-hit in the past month. So Terry Francona has really got to get the troops fired up a little bit. Wade Miley, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk against the Cleveland Indians. Now, the Reds did make a couple of errors in the field, so the perfect game was blown early before he even had a walk. I believe Miley was perfect through 4, and then the 5th inning, it all came crashing down a little bit with the errors in the infield and then the walk. But Miley still had the no-hitter, so shout out to Wade Miley. Here are his pitches. Here's his final 3 innings of his no-hitter against the Cleveland Indians.
What a good pitch right there. Miley shook off the curveball, came in with the cutter, and Ramirez gets a strikeout. First time he's punched out.
Back to Miley. 2 down in the 7th. Part of the appeal of playing for Cleveland. Ground ball, gobbled, Farmer, no-hitter through 7. Wade Miley cruising in Cleveland. And a tightrope walk in a scoreless game.
So he is in the house.
Ground ball, Senzel. Josh Naylor, strikeout, ground out. Broken bat. Senzel challenged, one-footed throw, and he makes it. Ground ball again. Farmer. Wade Miley with a no-no through 8. Magic in Cleveland. We go to the 9th. In the air to right. 2 outs away. 0-2. Strike three, and Miley is 1 out away. Ground ball. Farmer. Wizardry from Wade Miley. A no-hitter.
Now, the most interesting part about Miley's no-hitter is all these guys that have thrown no-hitters this season. We've had 4 already, and we really should have had 5. But, hey, what are you going to do? That's MLB rule books thing. But Wade Miley, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. This is a guy that's not throwing 98 miles an hour. He's throwing 91 at the most. That's his top speed. If that ball gets in over the plate, these hitters are destroying that baseball. So Wade Miley was able to keep his pitches on the black, which was really great. That's the only way he's going to throw a no-hitter. He located his fastball on the inside and the outside corner, and he also was phenomenal with his breaking pitches. So that's why Wade Miley got to throw his no-hitter. Wade Miley's no-hitter is not a reason that MLB should move the mound back. Now, I'm a proponent of moving the mound back. I love offense, but this is not a reason that they should do it. This guy was throwing 91. It was a pure example of just a phenomenal pitching performance, unlike a guy that's just overpowering batters at the plate, missing spots, but still just throw so fast they can get away with it. Wade Miley is not one of those guys, but a great outing from Wade Miley. So shout out to him. Now we're going to get into offense a little bit because we all love offense. Is Freddie Freeman back? Freddie Freeman's batting in the low 2s right now, but he was 4 of 7 with 2 home runs this weekend. No one would have ever guessed watching Freddie Freeman this weekend that he could not hit the ball at the plate heading into the series with the Philadelphia Phillies. He was great. He was a huge reason that they were able to get the job done this weekend and get the best of the Phillies. On Sunday, Freeman was 3 for 3. He hit a bomb, had a couple other big hits. So here are his two of his hits from Sunday, including his home run.
Pitch on the way to Freddie. That's it high in the air, a towering fly ball, deep left center field, at the wall, goodbye! Freddie Freeman launches his 9th home run of the season, and he's 2 for 2 tonight, 5-1 Braves.
I told you the other day that when he does snap out of it, he always snaps out of it hotter than a dancing bobcat, and he has done that already.
Fastball away here.
And Freeman serves it into the opposite field. You would never know, based on his swings tonight, that he entered play batting 197.
Nope, we talked about struggling with the fastball, and he's fixed that today. Base hit, home run, base hit the other way, all on fastballs, and picture perfect here. Let that ball travel. And when you look at that, you think about Carew and Boggs and Ichiro and all the great ones. They do this.
Now, that's just a phenomenal display of hitting. Freddie Freeman's wife is loving it on Mother's Day. His son is loving it. Great to see Freddie Freeman back, especially with Ronald Acuna, battling a slight injury right now. And then finally, Giancarlo Stanton, the Sunday walk-off. The Yankees walked off twice this weekend against the Yankees walked off twice this weekend against the Washington Nationals. It was interleague play. Sorry, I had a little mind blank there. But Stanton has been great. In April, he's batting 292 with 9 home runs and 24 RBIs on the season. Now, these numbers could be a little deceiving if you look at Stanton's whole course of action this season. He did not cross the Mendoza line until the end of April, that's surprising in my opinion. The Mendoza line is 200, so that's like where Matt Carpenter is hitting right now. So he got past the Mendoza line. He's batting 292. He came alive at the end of April, and he is delivering in the month of May in a big way. He's been a little cold the past 3 games. He did get the walk-off, as I said, but that was his only hit of the day on Sunday. So here's the walk-off for the Yanks. Yanks are rolling right now. They're going to keep it going probably overtake the Red Sox. But what are you going to do? So here is Stan's.
1 out, 1st and 3rd. 2-2 game, bottom of the 9th. Chance to win it. Hit shortly and through for a base hit, and the Yankees win. 3-2, Stanton with an RBI single. The Yankees walk it off 2 days in a row, and they complete an outstanding homestand, winning 7, losing 2, and Stanton is getting mobbed.
So that doesn't really look like a swing from a guy that just crossed the Mendoza line, but Stanton is delivering again, 292 with 9 home runs and 24 RBIs thus far. Little slow start in April, got it going late, and in May he is absolutely mashing. So great to see Giancarlo coming alive. So the Boo Birds give him a little break in the Bronx. The Boo Birds have actually followed Francisco Lindor to Queens, but that's a story for a different day. Hopefully Lindor turns it up like Stanton has as of late. So That does it for tonight's episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me at Tanner Kern on Instagram, at Tanner Kern _ on Twitter, and then at Sports 2.0 Network on Twitter and Instagram as well. Have a great night watching baseball, and make sure to check out MLB Daily Picks every morning with me. Between 8 and 9, we come on at some point. And then at 9, you're going to watch USA Wager with Ryan Newpel talking about all the stories in the betting industry. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Was that a Pinocchio?